Welcome back to APUSH in under 3 minutes. No time for intros, let's get into it. So the Civil War is over. So many battles of attrition along with various scorched earth policies have caused the South to be in ruins, literally. Yes, the South had lost the war, but now they were a part of the Union again, so the government tried to usher in an era known as Reconstruction to rebuild the South. Originally during the war, Lincoln issued his 10% plan that told the South he would readmit a southern state to the Union and give it America's protection and benefit so long as 10% of the voters pledged loyalty to him. Lincoln's plan aimed to be lenient and avoid punishing the South, focusing on restoring the Union quickly. But then Lincoln had to go and die in 1865 by John Wilkes Booth, which upset quite a bit. Andrew Johnson came in and gave his plan, which was very similar to Lincoln apart from offering pardons to former Confederates. Then later in Reconstruction, the radical Republican plan was put into effect as Republicans gained more power. This was meant to punish the South, protect black rights, and send the military to enforce it. The South absolutely hated this. And the thing is, Andrew Johnson hated radical Republicans and tried to veto everything. Congress responded by impeaching him, making him the first US president to almost be removed from office. Reconstruction also allowed some amendments to be passed as well. The 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery, the 14th, which granted birthright citizenship and equal protection under the law, and the 15th, which gave black men the right to vote. But even though this seems like a good idea, you need to understand that this era was really no better for African Americans than before the Civil War. Almost immediately after the southern states were readmitted to the Union, they passed black codes, which were codes in the South that limited freedoms of African Americans and continuously forced African Americans into forced labor, despite slavery being technically over. Blacks worked the fields in a system known as sharecropping, where it wasn't technically slave labor, but with their wages, it might as well have been. There would be public events held in the South, where people would gather to watch African Americans be hanged, or tarred and feathered, or any number of ways to die, known as lynchings. And then you have organizations like the Ku Klux Klan and the White League, which used literal terrorism to suppress black voters. All of this would force the North to just give up entirely and cause Reconstruction to fail, but that is a next video problem. On the screen now are some AP style questions for this topic. Pause now. I'll put the answers on the screen now. I will see you in the next one.